Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's bright and early, daily discipline, mind, body, and soul. This is how we get through Sunday. Let's jump into our study group for warriors for my hardcore heads. Basically, what I do on Sunday is I just go through my notes. I study every single day. It's part of a program that I live, that I coach, and that I mentor. And if you want to get on the mind, body, and soul program, change your life, level up, you can contact me. I always put links below. You can also just go find me on social media. Search my name. Not too many people have my name. So let's just jump into it. I got some new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. Here's a list of things that I'm attempting to debunk, that I'm using my powers of, critical thinking. And it's not that I'm against these ideas. I've spent a lot of time thinking about this stuff. And I'm on a mission to debunk this. So here's the list. Theories of everything. I'm going to debunk every theory of everything. There is no theory of everything. What's the latest one I just heard by Eric Weinstein? This geometric field theory or something. Load of crap. Debunk it in a day. Half hour. There is no theory of everything. Parallel universes. Yeah, I've turned on the theory of parallel universes. I don't think there are parallel universes. I've been studying this. It's a fun thing to fantasize about. A little thought experiment. I don't think they exist. And what goes along with that is the idea of the multiverse. There is no multiverse. Now, this one's going to be a little bit triggering for some of you. I'm going to debunk the Big Bang. I don't think there was a Big Bang. I'm starting to question it, at least. I'm starting to think that the universe could be infinite. There was no beginning. There wasn't a point that expanded. We're not expanding out from a point. The universe may be expanding, but it's not like a balloon blowing up. There was no Big Bang. Some of you may fantasize that we live in a simulation. That's a fun theory for atheistic scientists, because they can replace God with the idea of some cosmic computer nerd keeping us all in the matrix. I'm turning against the idea of simulation theory, and I think that we are in base reality. There is no simulation. We're not in the matrix. I'm sorry. I'm going to prove this. Now, the double slit experiment has been misunderstood. So I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to prove that the double slit experiment is a bunch of nonsense. My problem with it is the observation of the wave function. Those waves don't exist, and you can't compare them to electromagnetic waves or radio waves. It's not the same thing. Electromagnetic waves exist. That's not what they're talking about with the double slit waves. You can't compare them. They're using the same word. It's not the same thing. The waves in the double slit experiment are an illusion. Schrodinger's cat, that's another one. Stupid experiment, thought experiment. That's dumb as shit. That's a dead cat. I'm so sick of this Schrodinger's cat bullshit, so I'm going to debunk it all. A lot of scientists like to believe in subjectivity. Everything is subjective. It just depends on your observation. The observer affects the experiment. It affects the outcome. Subjectivity isn't science. Objectivity is science. Subjectivity to me is philosophy or a manipulation. And it does seem to me that a lot of scientists, put that in quotation, a lot of scientists have motivations. Even people like Michio Kaku and stuff like that who are on TV a lot. They do a lot of videos. I think that a lot of these people are pushing an agenda. Here's something to think about. Make a list of your wants and needs, just as an exercise, to understand the difference. Now, you may get hung up on a particular area thinking that that's a need when it's really a want. And you may be like, oh, well, I guess I don't really need that. I just want that. I don't need soda. I need water. I want soda. So you may have to start there, but think about this. When you're thinking about your wants and everything that you want, is that what classifies you as you? Is that how you identify? Do you identify with your wants? And then do you take those wants and how you identify yourself? This is everything that I want, and this makes me up who I am. You identify your individuality with your list of wants. And then you classify yourself into a group of others who also have those same lists of wants, and now you're in a group. And then maybe you make that group of others who have the same list of wants that you have, you make that your identity, and this is who you are. So when I ask you, well, who are you? You tell me about your list of wants and about the group identity that you have tied to the wants. So that's the question. Are the things that you want who you are? Is that who you are? When I ask, who are you? Could you simply just tell me, well, it's the collection of things that I want. And I found a group of people who also want those things, and that's who I am. Really, is that who you are? Is that who God made you to be? Talking about God, I don't have the Bible in front of me, so I'm not going to read it to you, but you could go and read Isaiah chapter 45, verse 7. It's a good one. I think we talked about some of this earlier in the week, so I won't go over that again. Did you know it's a sin to pay a preacher? It's a sin to put money in that basket. And you may say, well, tithing, and you give me all these reasons of why you're putting the money in the basket. It's a sin. It's a sin for the preacher to ask you for money. And he may say, well, we need money because we need to pay for the building. You like coming to church? You like the building? Jesus preached in a field. You could just go out to a field. You don't need the building. You notice how a lot of these preachers don't have jobs? You don't see them down at Starbucks or the gas station or wherever, at the factory, at some office. They don't have jobs. That's their job. That collection basket, that's their job. It's a sin to pay a preacher. Think about that. You're on your way to church. Here's something to think about, mainly for men though. Women are much better at multitasking than men, and I'm not going to get into multitasking. I don't think it's a good way to navigate for anyone, but you women out there, do what you want. I'm not going to argue with you. That's one thing I don't do is argue I don't argue with women. But men, quit all that multitasking. Do one thing at a time. One thing at a time. When you're at the gym, you're going to do one body part at a time. Don't do supersets. The supersets are when you see those guys going from one machine to the next in between sets. Don't do that. Focus on, if you're doing back, do back. If you're focused on legs, do legs. Don't be jumping from legs to biceps to chest. Now, if you're doing a full body workout, that's fine. But even still, you do, 4 or 5 sets of one body part, do your legs, and then move to the next body part. Do one thing at a time. Don't multitask. You're going to not get any progress with multitasking. Multitasking doesn't get you anywhere. All it does is dilute you. It's not a powerful way to engage with any kind of project. And I learned this. Do one project at a time. I used to have several lifts in my motorcycle shop with bike projects, choppers on each one. And I would just kind of, like a hummingbird, going from flower to flower. I would go from lift to lift all day long, doing a little project here, a little project there. When we built the new shop, I only could really afford to build it big enough to have one lift. We have other areas of the shop, but I didn't put a row of lifts in this new shop, and I like it that way. I do one bike at a time. I could get a bike done in a week. It doesn't take me months, 6 months. It takes me 1 week. I've done a bike in a day. Do one thing at a time. Here's some advice for some of you. Some of you are so focused on your neighbors. Stop trying to solve your neighbors' problems and solve your own. All you little activists, turn within. Find a good one to end it on here. Oh, I know what we can do. Why don't we end it on this list? I'll try to blast through this real quick. This is a list from Mr. Beast, the YouTuber. And I was talking with a client over the weekend about how to have a YouTube channel, and he very much wants to start his own YouTube channel, and he had a lot of questions. I've been doing this for a couple years, and I'm not a YouTube king, but I have a little bit of knowledge on this, and let's just go over some of this. I encourage any of you to start your channel now. There's no reason why you shouldn't. I'll subscribe. But this is from Mr. Beast. This isn't from me. This is advice from Mr. Beast. Make 100 videos and learn lessons from each one. Now that may take you some time. If you're posting once a week, that's only 52 videos in a year. It may take you 2 years of working very hard, diligently at your channel, making videos that you think are great, pouring your heart and soul into them without much action. And you'll learn, you'll analyze it. Maybe I could do a better title, a better backdrop, a better thumbnail. Maybe I could talk better. Maybe I could be more charismatic. Maybe the lighting could be better. Maybe the editing, I could do some editing. There's a lot that you could think about. And you don't have to do everything, but there's little tiny areas that you could identify, and you could watch other people who are successful and do what they do. But learn a lesson from each video. Another thing that he said was, your vision will exceed your current skills. Another thing that he said with YouTube content creation is, give yourself permission to make bad content. So many people really beat themselves up. Your videos are going to suck. Everybody's videos are going to suck in the beginning. I'd keep my plan. This is something that he says. Keep your plan to yourself. Don't go pitching it to your family and your friends. If you want to start a YouTube channel, pick somebody. If you want to pitch it to somebody, you could talk to AI about it. You could talk to me about it. I don't really have an investment in you. I don't care. But when you talk to the people that are close to you, there's a lot of times that they bat down your ideas. I've noticed this when I've pitched business plans to friends, just kind of saying, hey, this is what I'm going to do. What do you think? A lot of times they'll tell you, well, that's a terrible idea. Don't listen to none of that crap. Another thing that Mr. B says is, it's a mental marathon. It's not a sprint. So keep trotting along that path. Keep going forward. Don't give up. You want to build a channel that you can operate and that'll last for many years. You're not looking to just go viral. One and done. I'm going to make a video. It's going to get 10 billion views. I'm going to be a millionaire. And then, that's that. It doesn't work that way. Another thing that he said was, keep it simple. Now, I like to add the other S. A lot of people have shortened the acronym. It's KISS. People think that it's KIS. Keep it simple is the politically correct way that people altered it. It used to be, when I was in business school, it was keep it simple, stupid. They dropped the stupid because everybody's a bunch of crybabies nowadays. They don't like to be called stupid. But I'm going to keep the other S. Keep it simple, stupid. Don't make some complicated ass channel where you have all kinds of equipment and scripts and all kinds of crap. Some people are doing that. I suggest against that in the beginning. You want to build up to that, that's fine. Just keep it simple. Bigger isn't always better. The algorithm isn't rewarding who has the most production value. Not anymore, it's not. Stay consistent and true to yourself and do what you love. So don't post a bunch of random shit. I know I do on this channel sometimes, but I try to keep it positive, keep it coaching related, keep it mind, body, and soul related. And of course, I'm interested in motorcycles, and I do talk about some topics that I'm interested in, and I tell some stories about my life. But for me, that's all part of the plan. I kind of have a broad spectrum for this channel, but it's good advice to stay consistent with one theme and stay true to yourself and just do what you love. And that's ultimately really what he was trying to get at. Be you. Don't try to be someone else. Don't try to be a whore to the algorithm. And the last one, which I've had a problem with, and I was glad to hear this because I've been doing this, is don't delete YouTube videos that don't get any action. He gave a story that he used to do that because if the video didn't get any action in the first couple months or couple weeks, he'd just delete it, figure it was bad for the channel. He realized that there was a video that had been up on his channel for about a year and a half, and it hadn't gotten any views at all. It was a dead video. And then all of a sudden, the climate changed, what was popular changed, and people were focused on that type of content. And that video blew up, went viral, and he was making money off of it. And this was a year and a half later. So don't delete the video. This is all food for thought. Hope you guys have a great Sunday.